when it comes towards your relationships or the new you. So don't forget, again, the Pluto retrograde is about clearing things out. So you're going to be doing exactly that over the coming months. Right, that's the first part of the show around the astrology, or the astro charts as I call it, just to give you all a little bit of heads up about where you were going. I've had a few questions sent to me via email, some from Skype, and I've said before, Cassie6738 if you want to add me on Skype, or leave a message so that you can hear the answer to that in the show, or Cassandra67@outlook.com. Nearly forgot that then. And leave your message with me there, and I'll always air it out on the show if you're looking for those answers. And now I do feel here that a lovely lady with the initial S has sent me a message again about feeling stuck in her life, still holding on to the past or an ex-partner. Is it healthy? What can she do about that? Sometimes, yeah, there is such a thing about cutting cords. Not the easiest thing to do, and sometimes it's a little bit blunt. Sometimes your memory takes time to fade. Holding on to the past serves a purpose to an extent till you're ready to move forward, but it's not always what I call a healthy thing to do. Us as human beings were taught to keep moving forwards. Would you dream of sitting at the bus stop and letting all the buses go past on a cold wet day? No, you wouldn't, because you'd say, don't be silly, I need to get on the bus. That's what it's like sometimes when you sit and wait for relationships. You create what I call a force field around yourself, where nothing happens, nothing moves forwards. Well, I'm not meeting anybody now, because you're holding on to that person from the past. Sometimes you're not holding on to somebody. For another question that someone asked me, it's to do with I can't get away from my divorced relationship, and I'm still held by responsibilities with children. It's about setting ground rules in your life about what you want and where you're going. And if you set those rules and stick by them, my greatest saying of people who know me is to be the captain of your own ship. You allow the crew on board. If they don't work or serve any purpose and they're literally not doing the work, then over they go. Never let somebody come on your ship and be the captain. And a lot of you out there do. Oh, I've met a great girl or a great guy. He's now telling me to do this. He's now telling me to do that. That's not a relationship. That's someone having control over your life, and you're no longer being the captain of your own ship. Relationships can be difficult, and so many people hold on, and I have so many questions regarding when will you contact, what's happening next, because of the insecurities that that person has suffered through childhood, their last relationship. Stand still for a minute, and if 10 minutes every day you can't switch off your mind, switch off your brain, and try and relax in some way, meditate. If you can go to the gym, great, or go for a run. Any form of exercise kills the brain from thinking, because the brain is then working to keep the body physically moving, and that's how it works, clearing the mindset, so to speak. So the lady who asked me the question about her ex, sometimes it's good to hold on to the memories and the thoughts for a short term. Anything after, dare I say, 6 to 12 months, it's done its time, it's done its crime, it's done the part in your life. It's time to gently put it back in the water, push it away with love and light, and if it decides to float back round again, then great, but don't hold on to that, because it'll be like a brick tied around you and pull you back down. And for the amount of people who says, I can't move on, can't go anywhere, I'm still thinking about the past. Sometimes for those people who walk away, for the guys and the girls who walk away, spare time not just to cut off via a text or an email to that person. If you can spend 10 minutes talking while you're walking away, it helps that other person recognise and put into their own mindset that it's not just them. They're understanding it. A lot of people say to me, I don't know why it ended, I don't know why I was left. They then self-inflict, blame themselves, and that can be one of the hardest things ever, because that person's then punishing themselves. Some people year in, year out. Some people 5 years on, I still want him back, I still want her back. So what life is teaching you sometimes is, to try and let go. Focus on yourself. Life is never an easy journey, but relationships should be far easier than what you have on many different levels, 50-50. Even if somebody's a distance away, as long as you both put the effort in, it'll work. Communication both put the effort in. Communication's the key to most relationships. It's 80% of it. If you don't communicate, or one does and the other one doesn't, the relationship won't work. You know, another question by a gentleman called Mr. S, we'll call him, about how to make his marriage work when the other partner doesn't want to. That is very difficult because you're doing all the work, you're struggling, you're tired, yet using all your energy and someone's not putting anything into it. Again, it is about 50-50 in all your relationships, otherwise you won't get the clarity that you want. Now, our parents are probably coming up for something like 50 years, dare I say it, cringe, I'll be in the doghouse for mentioning that, around September of this year, and that's a fantastic achievement. I'll never achieve that because I've been divorced for many years, but at the end of the day, it's an achievement. How has it worked? Through balance, through hard work, through 50-50, never stopping learning from, oh, I'm a man, I don't do the cooking. It's about learning what the other person needs and wants. It's about sharing your goals, your dreams. It's about letting that person have freedom and space to go to the gym, to play golf, to go for a run, to be with the lads, and vice versa. You've got to let someone have their own freedom within that relationship, knowing that they're with you because they love you. There is no guarantees. For the people who've said to me, how can I stop him or her walking away from me? You can't. You have to trust in yourself, trust in the universe. And as somebody once said to me, if your life is a book, every day write your own story. But every day make that story different. That'll keep your life exciting, your relationship exciting. Never be afraid to try something new. A few guys out there, oh, I can't cook, the missus does it, the wife does it. Learn. I don't care whether it shocks you, whether it's beans on toast. You've made an effort. It's the little things in life that are important. Your health is your wealth, but all the things that you look back over the journey of your life will be bringing up children, will be sometimes not always good news within your life. Sometimes it's the small things like the journey, the walk on the beach with the children, the ice cream that dropped off and the dog ate it. You laugh about those things now, but they make your relationship work. So those small details are what counts and what matters. Finances, do they make a relationship work? Someone's asked me. I don't particularly feel here that they do. Don't get me wrong, finances are important to each and every one of us, but sometimes that walk on the beach, that phone call, that text, that message, those words, they are free and they make a world of difference in someone's life. Sunshine, fresh air, outdoors, free, but you can have the greatest day of your life by watching the sun go down that's cost nothing. So, you know, for those that flash the cash sometimes, it can mean that you are in control of your life, but it doesn't mean you're in control of your relationships. Don't try to control anything or anybody is my valued opinion as a person. I think that if you can relax, which again, first date, someone said to me, how do I relax? Treat that person as a friend, not as a relationship when you first meet them. You'll be, and that's for both sexes. If you treat the person as a friend, you relax, okay? The tummies will go out for those older generation people, and you know, you won't quite be what you want to be, but it's called being yourself. And if you can show that side to somebody, the normal side, the silly side, the quirky side, people see me as a certain person. I've got a daft side, daft as a brush. Do I always let that out around people? No, I don't, because it's a different part of me and a different side. It came out around my children many years ago because that was me relaxed with my family and children. So if you can play the part of just a friend on that first, second date, even for the first 2 months, be a friend in that relationship, and both sides and both sexes will value that more. They'll relax. Doesn't mean that there's no chemistry. It doesn't mean that, you know, the relationship can't take on that spark, that fire, that excitement, but you have far more control, less fear. Another question is, what takes the fear factor away from relationships? Not rushing in like a bull in a china shop. Okay, we've all done it. We like it, the fun, the passion, the quickness. Treat your relationships like a marathon. So that's 26 miles of a slow, steady pace. Quick, quick, quick. you run it like a speed, the relationship, you hit a brick wall, people panic, people can't do it. Take things on a slow level. Be honest with everybody to the best of your ability. No, I know everyone's not honest, but if you can be honest with that person or your relationship, you'll find that it makes such a big difference. The one thing I hear about constantly through clients is, can I trust that person? Are they honest? Or for a sad few, they're not honest and they've lied to me. So if you want your relationships to work, be honest. If you've got some insecurities that you're worried about, even body image is another one I hear about. Oh, she's looking at, or he's looking at hot girls or gorgeous guys. I'm not like that. Oh, I haven't got the six-pack. It doesn't mean that person, because they look or tick on Facebook or anything like those people, it does not mean that that's what they want in a relationship. They've took the first date with you in the first place because they like you. And a lot of people, it's not just about body image or self-image. It can be about your laughter, your smile, your hands, the way you talk, your voice. Lots of different things can bring on that relationship or that attraction. So give people a chance is what I would say to you. Never judge a book by its cover, but keep your relationships different. Once a month, change that book. So make your relationship different every month. Never get yourselves wrapped up in work. And that's, dare I cringe and say, you guys out there that are workaholics, common thing I'll hear from the ladies is, it's working all the time. Not a bad thing. He's got no time for me. He values the work more than he does myself. Not always the case, but sometimes you guys out there stick yourself in work because you control the work and you're good at the work, and sometimes you fear the relationship aspect or getting involved on a deep level around it. Be honest with yourself and be honest with the relationship that you're starting out there, and you really will find that relationships will start to work. And one person has said to me, someone's come back in and they're slow this time. They were fast the first. Why are they being like this? She finds it very annoying and wants them to be fast. The first time it didn't work because they were too fast and they panicked. The second time they've come in, they're coming in slow because they're looking for something more longevity. They're wanting to get to know you. They're wanting to make the relationship work. So slow and steady is good out there, guys. Not fast and quick is gone in a heartbeat, or you run out of steam. So it's about taking things slowly. This is going to be quite a fast-paced month because of this new moon, and the Aries and the Mars will be full-on, passionate, energetic. And I'll eat my own words because I'm telling you to go slow, but this month people will say, oh, do you know, with the intensity, the passion, the speed that I've got, it feels like I'm on fire. But just bear in mind, your talk and thought through the Mercury within your mind will be very quick. May, or Magic May as I call it, will be a month of many changes. People, again, eclipsing people out their life, doorways opening, certain things coming to the surface that you weren't expecting. And even for people, bless them, that have got hospitals or appointments or losses around them or about to be going through losses, my heart goes out to you. But we're in a very much a time of change over the coming weeks to sort of get us ready for the summer phase when, relationships will start to kick in, people start to feel good about themselves. It's the month of September that I'm looking for as being significant, because I do think September, people would have cleared out a lot in their lives from those divorces, ex-partners that took them to the cleaners, that's still manipulating them through children. So it's a big time. But think to yourself what you're going through. Try and think the next person in the relationship or friendship or family, they're going to be going through the same as you, but in a different phase of their life. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and enjoy, but don't hold your breath. I still think it's going to be a little bit of a stickler of a weekend, or these next 2 days. Head yourself to Wednesday of next week on the 17th. But it is about making money, it is about new work projects, it is about people saying, let's get out there, this work, even broadcasting. It is about, let's share my talents, writing agreements, people wanting sales, people having contracts, real full time over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So till the next blog show, I'm very late this week. I normally do it on a Monday at 8 o'clock, but I haven't been too well, so I did say I would do it tonight. Possibly there will still be another one on Monday next week, but we'll see. But running things to a close at the moment. So, you know, have a wonderful weekend. And thanks again for those live viewers or anyone that's listened to the show, or if you're listening to it as we've just finished